Okay, so this is part 2 of the Sima show. Too much to fit in one video, so it'll probably be 3 videos. This is some of the Case and New Holland tractors. Okay, so this is the new T7 long wheelbase. So I'll look at this in more detail on the Case stand, on the red stand, because that's the same basic tractor as the new Puma 260, which has been previewed over on the Case stand. This is the HD version, so this is the Optum in blue, basically. Longer cab, bigger space. It's got a nice Axiobib 2s there, very flexible tyres with central tyre inflation. This is the T8 half track, so this one, and again I'll look at the system more closely, but up on the cab there you can see the Raven autonomy cameras. So over on the Case stand they've got a nice illustration of how this works in the field autonomously with something like a chaser bin on the back, so the combine driver can operate this tractor and call it in, so when he needs to unload his grain tank, it doesn't need another driver in the field, which is pretty cool. This is the long wheelbase again, but we'll look at this. The Puma is a bit more accessible, so this has got the Michelin road bibs on. Looks pretty cool on those tyres. T7 HD again. Okay, so I went over to look at the Quickie loader stand, which was quite big and quite impressive. They've got this latest control interface, so rather than having a big joystick that moves, you've just got that little thumbstick. What the gentleman who was showing me the system was explaining, that the way they've implemented it with this little screen here is that you can teach the loader lots of different things and you can get it to do lots of jobs for you. So it's got weighing on it, so you can set a total for the weighing and you can say, right, okay, I want X amount of kilos in this load, and it will count down the kilos for you. You can also set it for a repeat angle, so like a return to dig function, but you teach it, right, okay, I want this angle, so every time I drop the bale I want to go back to this angle so I can catch the next bale. And you can just teach it all those functions that you want it to do, basically. And it starts to show me that there's a phone app, so you can actually use your phone as a display, but it also gives you a list of jobs that you've done. So you could say, if you're a contractor and you were taking straw to a farm, and you could reset the counters and say, right, okay, there's been 20 bales taken to that farm, and the bale weight added up to however many tons it is, and you can create that list within the app on your phone, which is quite a useful piece of functionality, and it'll keep all those totals all added up for you. Okay, so my GoPro battery grip went flat, so now I've got to juggle a battery grip and a battery pack in my hand. Anyway, that's not a problem. So I was just looking at a Quickie loader, and Henrik, the guy, showed me around. Very interesting, nice bit of kit. Anyway, here's the new T7 long wheelbase tractor. So we'll go and look at the red tractor, which is new. Got a forage harvester over there and a loader, but anyway, there's a slightly more interesting machine here. So this is the T6. So this is the New Holland T6 180 methane powered tractor. So this is the engine, so it's a pretty standard looking FPT engine, so it just lacks all the emission control because you don't need it. So up on top here you've just got your gas injection system, which is quite a simple, just the same, or not the same, but a similar type of injection system as you would find on other engines, but it's gas. And so this is the tractor, this is the live model. You can see here that on this side, where you'd normally have a massive emissions pack, It's quite a trimmed down set of kit on that side. You can see there it says on that little piece of plastic that's a methane. That's the expanded gas tank, if you want to call it that. If we look inside, you can see that's where you keep your gas. There is a fuel tank on the tractor as well, but it's quite a small tank, just there below the toolbox where your normal fuel tank is, but this is your expanded fuel tank on the front. An FR 780 here with a 10-row header. FRs haven't changed much lately. There's that T8 with the Raven system on it. New Holland wheel loader. Don't really see very many of these, so I don't really know a lot about them. It'd be 170 horsepower one, I guess. That's what it says on the bonnet. So this is the Magnum, which is a T8 tractor reel. So this is the 400 horsepower wheeled version. There is a half-track version of this tractor as well, like the New Holland, like the blue one over there. But this one, there's a little video illustration here. I'll have a look at that closely in a minute. So you can see again the Raven system's up on top of the cab. Where's the cab? There. So it's got the same system on it for automation. This is the autonomous Raven system that's fitted to the New Holland and the Case. So they've been trialling this in the US, but unfortunately it's not legal to use a tractor in this manner in the UK. Okay, we've got the Case 9250 axial flow combine. Case only do these rotaries. You can only buy a rotary combine off Case IH, which is their own combine. This has got the McDon Draper Flex header on it. Okay, so this is the new Puma range from Case. They've made quite a lot of changes to this tractor. So this is the 260 model. So this is like the red version of long wheelbase New Holland T7, dare I say it. Cab taken off the Optum tractor with a 66 per decibel noise rating. They reckon the quietest cab on the market. Hydraulic connections reduced by 30%. They've got a new valve block underneath there, which also reduces the electrical connections, so it's all been simplified and made quieter. It's got active cab suspension, which works in conjunction with the linkage and feeds back to give the smoothest ride. This one boosts to 302 horsepower, so you've got quite a lot of tractor there. Fuel increased by 15%. The cab is 18% bigger, I believe, so that's the Optum cab comfort that you're going to get on the future 260s, available next autumn, hopefully autumn 23. Looking further down the row of tractors here, these are the older, not older, sorry, but current models. This is a new tractor. This is a Farmall 100. So they've taken this tractor, they've put a 4-post high visibility cab on it with a nice little hatch through, you can see through. Everything's mechanical in this tractor. Really nice, simple little tractor for, you know, a stock farm, small holding, if you're in that sort of budget. They say they're pitching this at people who might be considering a branded second-hand tractor and they'd rather sell them a new Case. So everything's mechanical, forward reverse shuttle mechanical. You can see all the levers there. There's very little electronics in this tractor, which is quite a refreshing change. Okay, the latest 620 Case quad track. This won a Farm Machine 23 award, so that's because of the AFS Advanced Farming System implementation in the cab there and the connectivity. The idler rollers have been updated as well. Apparently these are a lot less maintenance required on these. So changes to the rear linkage, but they didn't have a rear linkage on the tractor, which was a bit of a faux pas. but I'm guessing they don't have these things knocking about. So yeah, that's impressive tractor to see on a stand. So over here, Case decided last season that they were going to get involved with some sports sponsorship, so being an Italian firm, Aprilia was a natural choice. So there was a lot of attention around here on Sunday at the show because they played the MotoGP. They broadcast it on that massive screen there. So whether you're into bikes or not, that is an impressive bit of kit. I am into bikes, so I do like it. They also got this Optum 300 done out with the Aprilia livery. I think it looks pretty cool. There's a 270 Optum. So just had a quick look at this this machine on the Case stand. This is an electric weeder, basically. There's a generator on the front of the tractor, and as these contact with weeds, it just kills them, fries them dead. This is a new machine, also AVR potato harvester with a clean and go bunker on it. It's a non-stop bunker on a trail potato harvester, but you can see through the webs there, so it cleans the spuds as well while it's emptying the bunker. It's just your standard harvester, but it's an offset machine, so it doesn't run behind like you would typically see running in the UK. You have to pull it offset. So it's quite a big bunker as well. It holds quite a few tons, that bunker. So I don't know what that performs like. It's probably a dry conditions machine. I nearly fell off here. Did you tell? So yeah, there's the bunker. That's the bunker floor, and then there's the cleaning web section of it there, so that soil and whatnot can drop through there. Standard picking table. Yep. Quite an impressive machine. There's a Vivette hydro trike with a slurry tanker on the back. There's a few of these in the UK, not massive amounts though. So that's got a central tyre inflation system on it, but it's a VF 1000 tyre, so it's a metre wide, this tyre. This one has got no attachment on the back, but it would typically be rigged up for slurry application, so you would see a disc injector bar turbo on the back of that machine. So this is one of the new machines, Sima, so the Holland Case 5. So you can get this in a 4-wheel or a 6-wheel variant. They've updated the cab. This is the front end, so these are the automatic row following, so this is the steering. This keeps the machine following the rows properly. You can see there it's still a mechanical system, follow the beat rows. Underneath that hood is a topper, and then behind the toppers you've got the lifting element there. The last one of these machines I saw working had independent row following, so each share and harvesting element can follow individual rows. So if that's got across 2 beds of a 6-row planter, shall we say, and you've gone 3 from one side, 3 from the other, it will still accurately follow the rows. That's the disc that flings the tops out, and here behind the lifting element you've got the cleaner bed. So this beet harvesters are not overly complicated machines, so that's part of the cleaning system there. So spiral rollers, because you're lifting big uniform pieces of root crop, that's easy to clean. So there's a cleaning web there, and as it goes through these turbines sort of rotate the beets through. Yeah, there's my little handy there. So there's the crop flow around one side, through into this side, and these turbines clean the crop as it's going through the machine, and then it ultimately comes through and drops into this elevator, then takes the beets up into the bunker, and that's the unloading elevator there to the just overhead. Again, this is the other side. You can see the cleaning turbines a bit more clearly. That's the crop float. Yeah, round 1, round 2, round 3 turbines before it goes into the crop elevator. One of the improvements they say on the new Teredos is that all these cleaning elements, they can be changed individually, so they're saying that it can reduce your running costs. So this is the Holmer self-propelled skid unit. Basically you can use this for any amount of tasks. Quite often see them with big slurry tankers and applicators on the back. So this one's got a Zunhammer tank, which is usually a plastic tank, so they're quite lightweight, really expensive. So 3-point linkage at the back. These things are quite often used with muck spreaders as well, but if you own something like this, you're going to be doing a lot of spreading of whatever material it is, whether it's manure or slurry. Yeah, making sure the tank is plastic there. So similar to the Vivette Trike, similar type of machine with similar type of applications. So this Spectre sprayer won a Farm Machine award. It's all like an ultra high clearance sprayer, so for super tall crops. You can see even this is to my shoulder. Not that I'm particularly tall, but I can quite easily just scooch down and walk underneath this sprayer. So it's an ultra high clearance machine. These are crop separators, so as it's driving through the machine, through the crop, it's not running crop down. So yeah, it's got aluminium booms on, front mounted boom system. So the booms open out in front of the cab, so the operator can watch the booms constantly. So this is another one of those European brands that we don't see. Make tillage equipment, ploughs, disc harrows. Now there, I'm trying to pronounce it. Ulu, don't know. Double dots over the U's, that doubles the sound of the vowel, as I would call it. I don't know. I'm not an expert on foreign language, so I'm just going to stop talking about that now. So Monosem had a new Culture assembly on display. This is the video illustration of it, but basically what they're saying is that they've designed a Culture and a control system to give more even plant spacing. So you can see that they're saying how accurate that they can place the seeds in the ground. It's quite impressive, but there's a Swedish manufacturer who do a pretty impressive job of that. It's a different system. So what Monosem have done is they've got the disc which holds the seeds out of the seed hopper, sends them down, but they're actually controlled by a brush belt which stops the seeds bunching up and getting out of sync. So that belt that you can see inside the illustration there is actually a brush, so it catches the seeds. So this is the new Culture. You got the screen up ahead there. So what they're saying is you can get the plant spacing, and regardless of your forward speed, to a limit. I think it's about 18k it maxes out at, and it can maintain accurate plant spacing and whatever forward speed you choose to go at. Okay, just wandering over to the Coyote stand here. I knew they did compact tractors and side-by-side vehicles, UTVs. Not seen one of these before. That's got 120 on the bonnet, so that's quite a big. I don't know. It's not a big compact tractor. It's a small ag tractor, I suppose. This is what I'm more familiar with seeing, the Coyote side-by-side. A friend of mine's got one of these. Says it's very good. Okay, so we're on the BKT stand here. Just wandering through, they're largely sponsor of the event, so there's BKT livery everywhere. But this is a new product of theirs, so this is a retrofit tractor. And it says BKT on the track itself, and they are a big manufacturer of rubber, so I'm guessing they've started making the tracks themselves. Look, there you go, BKT T71. So it's an 18-inch wide track for retrofitting onto your standard ag tractor. The BKT is sponsored. BKT is on the lanyard for press pass, and everybody else's lanyard. You're giving out rugby balls. Right, so you get to win your rugby ball here. There's lots of them about, so it can't be a very difficult game. It sounds very pessimistic, doesn't it? Okay, so this is a bit of an unusual one. It's Massey Ferguson have been well known for selling their patents of older machinery to foreign manufacturing companies. So this is a 290 for the modern day. But we're not likely to see these in the UK, but there you go. So to all intents and purposes, that's what it is. You can see bell housing casting even looks the same. Later engine though, I don't recognise that engine casting, but in here a lot of the features are the same. Your hydraulic top cover, that's where the oil comes up, and then your hydraulic mix selector from the Fergie pump. Quadrant looks the same, everything, and even around the back, your back axle castings look very similar. Squared off at the ends a bit more, and sorry, where the cab brackets go on, but yeah, it's quite interesting to see. Just gonna have a wander through the Kubota stand just to finish off this section, because it's nearly 25 minutes long, so it's getting long enough. So there's a Kubota maize planter, some of their intelligent farming system, the guidance Topcon system. That's the M7 tractor, which is one of their biggest tractors, M173. That is the biggest tractor they do. And then coming over here, little electric lawn tractor there by the looks of it, and then a few of the smaller machines, which is kind of quite common. Over here, this is a vineyard sprayer, so it's hooked to the back of one of their new vineyard tractors. Don't see these things in the UK very much, although they will be down in the southwest, I guess, with this orchards and stuff, but yeah, it's a crop sprayer but for working in vineyards. So big fan, blows air down through that housing, and it blasts the sprays horizontally onto the crops, whether it's apples or grapes or whatever it is you're growing in a vineyard type environment. So yeah, that's not something you see typically in the UK. Okay, so this is the M5 112. So this is the latest generation of vineyard tractor from Kubota. Yeah, I'm going to finish off this section now, and that'll do. Should be able to fit all of the remainder in the last section, which is some of the class kit and the John Deere stand, so that'll be nice to see. Comment, rate and subscribe. Keep watching. Thank you.